Headaches and brain health, two very serious issues that influence so many people. If you or your coaching clients struggle with the first and/or are interested in the second, we'll be discussing some of the opportunities coming out of the latest research in this week's brief vidbit right here on the YouTube coaching channel before you can complete that next piece of the Sudoku puzzle, which you'll actually learn might not be that beneficial anyway. In 1995, I began experiencing severe headaches pretty much on a daily basis. They seemed to come out of nowhere to the point where I was literally ready to consult a physician about, the possibility of a brain tumor or some other severe medical condition. However, before doing so, I started a headache diary, jotting down a few brief notes about my daily activities, as well as what I was eating and drinking for a few days. By the end of the week, the cause of those headaches, completely clear. And the headaches themselves, eliminated. And fortunately have been generally absent ever since. If you struggle with headaches or know someone who does, you're not alone. Yale neurologist, professor, and brain health specialist Dr. Dina Kuravia, who was our guest on this week's featured podcast, notes 40 million people in the US have regular headaches and 4 million have more than 15 headaches a month. We'll link to that episode of the Catalyst Health, Wellness, and Performance Coaching podcast below. But we wanted to provide you right here a few highlights on the subject that will likely be helpful to many of you or people you know. Dr. Kuravia's single biggest recommendation was to start a headache diary like the one I mentioned above. Simply track food, drink, activities, and schedule, and your solution might just jump off the page for you as it did for me. As you review your diary, Dr. Kuravia suggested honing in on the following items. First of all, alcohol intake. Red wine is an extremely common headache trigger, and alcohol in general can influence the quality of our sleep, which is also a significant trigger of headaches. Next, foods in general, they can trigger headaches. Have you noticed any patterns with that and when they come? Screen time is something else she repeatedly noted that is tied to headaches. What happens when you reduce your time looking at electronics? Stress levels, obviously, and general activity levels can be tied to headaches. And finally, the time of day headaches are most common can also provide some very beneficial clues. For me, it turned out to be posture. I'd previously been treating patients all day long as a physical therapist in multiple positions. Then I moved into a new management role and I was treating patients in the morning and then reading reports and working at a computer all afternoon. My new slumped forward head position at my desk was compressing these suboccipital muscles at the base of my skull and causing the headaches. Once that was corrected, just in a more chin-tucked position, the headaches disappeared. I was fortunate, obviously, there was such a simple fix, but perhaps you can identify a similar trigger by keeping your own diary in the days to come. Speaking of diaries, about those Sudoku and crossword puzzles that garner all the attention about great brain health, you'd actually be better off keeping a journal instead. Dr. Kuravia noted that keeping a diary or journal with a pen and paper improves memory recall, critical thinking, not to mention attention levels. And the puzzles? Most likely they simply make you better at puzzles. 3 other items she highlighted that are important in this context. Number 1, she recommended not using rescue medications like ibuprofen and aspirin more than 2 times a week, as that can actually increase the frequency and severity of headaches. Number 2, many advances in neurology that have happened in the past few years. So if you struggle with headaches, haven't been to a specialist recently, it might be worth trying that again. And number 3, she also brought us back to the cornerstones of wellness, noting that enhancing the move, fuel, rest triad of health and wellness not only benefit headaches, but improve brain health and reduce the likelihood of memory issues over time. Thanks for joining us here on the YouTube coaching channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, maybe now's the time to click that little red button, which will give you easy access to our growing library of videos. Our feature video here on the coaching channel this week digs into something called the F5 strategy. It's a way of living on purpose and measuring that and looking at that. It's a helpful tool not only for you personally, but also as a tool for your coaching clients. Over on the popular Catalyst Health, Wellness, and Performance Coaching podcast, our feature episode is the interview with Dr. Kuravia that I've noted above. Our 5-minute bonus episode over there digs into whether there's freedom in our free time or not. I'm Dr. Bradford Cooper of the Catalyst Coaching Institute signing out. I'll look forward to speaking with you soon on the Catalyst Health, wellness and performance coaching podcast, or maybe right back here on the YouTube coaching channel. Take care, everyone.